this and go out, and everyone here knows that I'm a fucking New Yorker.
Should I go downstairs and grab my leather?
We're live. It's too late.
Ah, fuck. Darn it. I didn't get to sniff my do my powder my nose. Freshen up, Blaze. Come on, bro. You can't just start the show out of nowhere like that, brother.
Okay.
Wow, we got 7 people in here. We just started. Okay.
I'll tweet out. Let's go.
Shout out to the loyal, true blue, SolidCast supporters.
Yeah, I gotta tweet this out too.
We need more late night content.
Actually, give me a second, because I'm gonna
Yeah, gotta do what you do.
I'm gonna turn on the lights and shit. It's too dark in here. My lighting's all bad. Not that it matters, because look at Blaze's fucking place, but I'll be right back.
It's the vibe though.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Can't be too bright, can't be too dark. Just that warm medium. Yes, Rosanna. The leather jacket. We got the Terminator tee. Okay. Keeping it cool this Saturday night. Oh, technically Sunday now.
Eddie Denny, what's up, brother? Spider. Oh, Lazy Titan. Why'd you change your shit, Lazy? Oh, Lazy Titan.
Listen, brother, just because you changed your name don't mean I don't recognize you. You're not getting followed back yet, brother.
Oh, hey. Man.
Lazy.
Come on, miss.
He hates The Last of Us 2.
That's not true.
I'm still confused. Lazy streamed The Last of Us Part 2 when it got leaked out that there's a remaster.
Bro, bad timing.
I think that was completely coincidental.
Anyway, how's everybody doing? You know what this is. This is late night, just shooting the shit with the homies. There's a few interesting topics I would like to go over. I'm sure everybody knows what those topics are, but other than that, shout out to the chat. I hope you guys having a good weekend. Now that it's fucking over, right? Because it's Sunday. Meds told me it was Friday today, and I got happy for a second.
Oh no! But, then you came back to reality.
Yeah, that's what happens. Like, I hang out with a lot of people that they're out of work because of injury, and they don't know what fucking day it is anymore. So that's pretty bad. But yeah, we got Cult Classic Cage on the show. Welcome.
Yeah. What's up? I'm playing a real handheld here.
Oh God!
Yes, sir.
Ever since she got the Steam Deck, listen, that'll never.
She's been acting bougie ever since then. You realize you ain't never seen her with the leather jacket until she got the Steam Deck, right? She's changing.
You gotta dress properly for the king.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you just want to have the proper attire. I understand. There's a time and place for everything. I see you.
Who's that character from RoboCop? What's the name?
Oh, the reporter chick.
Yeah, what's the name?
I don't remember what her name is.
Oh my God! It's cosplay, man. But anyway, Meds, how you doing? Welcome back to the show. Meds was fired, then hired, and then hired again.
I've been hired, fired so many times. It's crazy. Happy to be here, by the way. Everybody in the chat, you are welcome. Everybody listen to the future, you are welcome. Me, as the jobless bum that Blaze made me out to be earlier.
That's nice.
I hop into the Discord around 11, and I'm like, Blaze, you know what? I just woke up, and I was about to do my own SolidCast on Twitch by myself. And he's like, you want to do one now? And I said, let's go. But only if Cassie can come. And so here we are. You're welcome. And I know that there ain't nothing else live right now at 12:45. So if your ass is up, you better be here watching the SolidCast. Happy to have you. Let's get it.
Yeah. GG's. I don't think that's the OLED. I think that was a hand-me-down.
Yes,
wow.
Sir.
Just rating on her parade immediately. What the fuck?
Man, no shame in my game, sir.
But I don't know what you guys want to. You guys want to go over the Game Awards? You guys want to talk about Last of Us? Do you want to talk about PlayStation Portal? you want to talk about Grand Theft Auto, there's a few things to talk
There's
about.
so many things to talk about, to be honest. Yeah, it's been so long since
Xbox
we've done
tax.
one of these. We can talk about the Xbox tax. We can definitely talk about that. I mean, you know what? The thing I'm most passionate about today is, let's talk about Xbox first, because I have to start it off with this. So I started playing Halo 5 October 2015 when it came out. And I finally beat Halo 5, people. Took me 8 years, approximately 1.5, maybe 2 missions per year. Beat it with Blaze. Had it installed on my Xbox for like over a year because Blaze never wanted to link up and play it with me. Okay. Had to beg him all the time. We finally beat it like last week. Yo, this game is absolute fucking dog shit. This game sucks. There's no redeeming qualities. You know what? I guess for the time in 2015, the graphics were redeeming quality. And I'm told that the multiplayer was great. I played a little bit of it. Wasn't a huge fan. I just don't like the new gameplay changes. I don't like the thrust. And new. This was a game from 2015, but I gotta talk about this. I didn't like the thrusters. I didn't like any of that shit. And I guess maybe I'm one of those dinosaur Halo fans that don't want them to change. But yeah, I didn't like that shit.
You know what? Halo 5, like that's what I'm saying. The Xbox One had nothing. Everything launched.
No,
I mean,
it did not.
Like they had Gears 4, which, you know, the multiplayer was fun and shit. They had the Halo Master Chief Collection, but it was all everything that happened with Xbox from that generation, like all stumbled out the gate and really didn't. Yeah. But yeah, Halo 5 is bad, man. Like
Halo 5 is a bad game. I'm sorry, people. And I love Halo 4, which the crazy thing is, I'm a 343 defender. I defended 343 for years after people said Halo 4 was whack. I love Halo 4. I think it's the best Halo. Halo 5 is such a step back. Straight up, like, I don't even think it's just a good game that maybe I don't like. Maybe it's not for me. No, this is a bad game. I'm tired of fucking playing the stupid campaign, killing 3 enemies and being out of ammo and having to scramble around looking for weapons. That's the whole campaign. Out of ammo, looking for weapons. That's the whole game. I hate it, bro. I hate it so bad. Halo 5 sucks. 343 should be embarrassed. And I'm going to play Infinite soon. And hopefully,
and could you imagine if that was on a harder difficulty? But anyway,
damn,
it would have been way worse because I'm running out of ammo on normal.
Right.
Like, bro, it would have sucked so bad. So
that's my whole point.
I actually
I'm glad I played
the Halo campaign by myself back in the day. Guess what? I had like the really quality headphones, playing music, not listening to the story, not giving a shit about any of that.
I don't know what happened, Cassie. I played the whole game. I don't know what happened.
Running through that, and it was a boring campaign. I think that the multiplayer had some redeeming qualities about it. I remember when Halo Infinite came out, a lot of my friends played it for a week, and then was like, "Oh man, Halo Infinite's multiplayer sucks. Let's go play Halo 5." That was the reaction. But Halo 5 was definitely not very good.
And also, why the fuck didn't you ever bring it to PC? Like, why did you force me to drag out my Xbox? Not that I have to drag it out. I actually use it all the time. But why do I have to play it on Xbox? Why can't I play it at 1440p, 144 frames per second with keyboard and mouse on my PC? Yeah. They made me play it because I have a Series S. I don't have an X. I had to play that shit at 1080p 60, bro.
For those who don't know, Halo 5 is the last true.
It's the only Xbox One exclusive. It's the only one.
And it's the only one that has been ported over. But listen, I think we can all admit that Halo 5, it is what it is. It was very mediocre. But moving on with that.
Oh yeah, I wanted to lead that up to talking about Xbox and the Xbox tax.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into. Go ahead.
Here's the question: is the Xbox tax real?
Well, you seem to be a believer of this. Like I said, I'll get into my points, but you believe this is real. I believe there's a little bit of bias towards Xbox, sure, but you think there's a whole campaign against Xbox, and I just
no, I don't think that. See, we haven't discussed it in depth. That's why I'm glad we're here talking about it.
Okay.
The Xbox tax. Yeah. First of all, what is it, right? Because I don't even know what exactly people mean when they say Xbox. Are they saying that like Xbox games get docked in their Metacritic scores because they're Xbox games? Is that what it is, or is it that they get snubbed at like Game Awards and stuff? Is that like what is the Xbox tax? Somebody in the chat tell me.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused on it because it's like For me, I don't value Metacritic scores at all. I don't value the so-called infrastructures in gaming. I think it's all just corporate bullshit at the end of the day, as is the Game Awards. But I don't really understand this Xbox tax. I mean, Hi-Fi Rush was received extremely well. I personally I played Starfield. I really like Starfield. I put over 200 hours into Starfield. I could sit here and say that Starfield's a very flawed experience. A very fun flawed experience for me, but a very flawed experience. So I don't think that what the general score that was given to it was necessarily bad. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima, for example, got an 83. It's one of my favorite games of last generation. 83 has never been deemed bad. Why is that? Is that because like Xbox being the shit that they've been for the past 10 years is now getting better, and then now suddenly like what is deemed good is now rising because the bottom feeder is now suddenly digging itself out of the hole that Xbox has buried themselves in? Like, I don't understand that. Like, Starfield got an 83 on Metacritic. While I don't value these scores at all, I don't understand what was the negativity of an 83 score.
Well, I don't think 83 is negative, and it's not. It's not even about me
Yeah.
thinking it. It's just factually not.
Yeah.
But the thing is, on Xbox, the game hasn't on PC rather. The game has an 87, and it has a lot of reviews on PC. So why is the console score 4 points lower? Perhaps it is this quote unquote Xbox
Wait,
tax, right?
but Meds, Starfield got a what on PC? 88?
87.
87. Hi-Fi Rush is a what? 89?
Let me get back to you on that.
I'm just saying, like, bro, these are great scores and considered great games, right? People say Hi-Fi Rush is game of the year when the game came out. So I just think
Hi-Fi's an 87, by the way.
Okay, 87. Meds, I think, and you're gonna probably disagree with me, and that's okay, bro. And Cage is gonna disagree. I feel like I'm gonna be jumped this episode, but that's okay. I'm a big boy. I just think there's great games and there's great memorable games, and I think Xbox has put out some great games. They're just not the juggernaut that they need to be. Like, we haven't had a Gears 1 or 2 or a Halo 1 or 2 or a Halo 3. Like, they just haven't. Like, you look at those events and how the hype around some of these Xbox games that were coming out back then. There was enormous amounts of hype. And not
the last one is probably Halo 3.
Halo 3. And I'm not saying Starfield didn't generate a lot of hype, because it had a lot of talk, a lot of interest. People were
Gears 3, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Gears 3, okay. But like Starfield had a lot of, talk and hype, but it was overblown hype, because I don't know. Like I said, I think Starfield,
I don't think it's overblown, because again, it got an 83. So it's not like it's whack or it's not awesome.
To be fair, a lot of the the discussion, the discourse surrounding Starfield, a huge portion of that was disdain for it because it's an Xbox property, or a lot of people in the community who were once able to play Bethesda games on their PlayStation can no longer do that. So there was definitely a huge amount of negative discourse around this game too.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. And to whether or not there is an Xbox tax. Again, I don't even want to say that it is, because I don't want to give validity to this term Xbox tax. I think it's a stupid term. I don't know who the fuck came up with it, and it has to die, right? But do I think there's bias against Xbox in the media? I do. I don't think it's like this coordinated conspiracy, like, oh, let's all collectively agree to give Xbox games a lower score. I don't think it's that, but I do think that at the end of the day, there's more PlayStation guys out there than there are Xbox. So you're going to see more bias towards that side than the other. And because, damn, I had a point and I'm losing it. It's, God damn it.
I just don't understand how people will pick out certain, Polygon or IGN and say, oh, they hate this or hate that. Like, the biggest bot I know, Ryan McCaffrey, is from IGN. They have multiple. Do they even have From Beyond anymore? Like, beyond the PlayStation?
They do Beyond and Unlocked still. Yeah, it sucks
Unlocked,
now, but they still do it.
Okay, so I mean, like, listen, man. I just think if you make a great product, I feel like everybody will say it's a great product. And listen, I keep messing up by saying great. Okay, because I think what people want from
I think people
Xbox,
use that word too much.
right? I think people what I think the Sony ponies want to see from Xbox is them hit a 90, right?
Yeah.
That's like the threshold. Like you guys got to hit a 90 for this to, for us to really nod our head and say, okay, you guys might have something. And I think it's stupid and unfortunate, but I just feel like
I
until
think it's
they can,
laughable.
it is
I mean,
laughable.
it's ridiculous.
It's
But Blaze,
so it's so
act like
ridiculous, man.
to act like these journalists don't inject their own personal agendas and opinions into these reviews is just factually incorrect. Like, if I'm not mistaken, it was the IGN review of the PS5 console. I think we talked about this the other day, where at the end of the review they were like, "Oh, I can't give this console, even though it's a great console, as high a score as I could have or as I would like to, because it's not widely available and that's not fair. Therefore, that brings down the score." And that's fucking insane. Like, why does that even come into account in a you're supposed to review the product, not global political economics. Like, but I do think that there's it's not really an anti Xbox thing. It's probably more of a pro PlayStation thing.
Yeah.
But just look at the numbers: 87 to 83. Why is there a 4-point drop between PC to Xbox? I think that's a little weird.
Well,
and
it was
and
locked
in
at
many
30,
and in many, well, yeah, I guess. But if that were true,
But
Zelda wouldn't get high
reviewers-
scores, you know?
Yeah,
So I don't.
reviewers don't care about, like, when it comes to these reviews, and this is why I think Metacritic and the way the system works is ridiculous. Reviewers don't care about performance. They don't
don't.
care about any of that kind of stuff, like the technical aspects that gamers want in games. Like, this is why when I'm like, hey, the fact that this is running at 30 is disgusting, and this should not become the norm again in this generation. And motherfuckers out here saying it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. It's just like, okay, peasants. I mean, I don't
why
know.
I think they're more crucial on the Xbox side of things is because number one, you touted it as the most powerful console. So people that have expectations for the actual Nintendo, when Zelda comes out and it's 30 FPS, nobody thinks it was ever going to be 60. There's no.
Well, that's the whole thing. We people gauge things based on their expectations, not just the product itself. You know,
Okay.
like people are like, yeah, it's 30 frames per second, but I knew it was going to be 30. It's a tablet, blah blah blah. That shouldn't change anything about it. You know what I mean? Like, if I punch you in the face and I told you beforehand that I was going to punch you in the face, it doesn't make it hurt any less. It hurts. But I just
Look,
the Xbox tax is real, but I'm never going to use that term again.
Meds,
But
if they put out an incredible game and it gets
people will move the goalposts. People will move the goalposts.
You think
People have been moving the goalposts for Xbox for years, bro. Because think about it. Most of the popular games, not even most, all of the popular games out there are multiplayer games. Where has Xbox been killing PlayStation literally the entire existence? Multiplayer games. Xbox always has better multiplayer games than Sony, but everybody's always on some Xbox got no games. But Sony hasn't had multiplayer games in like over a generation. But Xbox had multiplayer games this whole time. So really, when you say Xbox has no games, what you're talking about is Xbox has no critically acclaimed single player games, which is a fair point. That's true. But you can't sit around, you can't tell me that Xbox has no games, because I could turn around and say the same thing to you when it comes to the multiplayer side, which is factually the most lucrative and important side of gaming.
I know, but a game is a game, right? I mean, I don't listen. I play a game if I like it. If I'm interested in it, I'm gonna play it, whether it's multiplayer or single player. That doesn't matter to me. The game is the game. But even let's say we'll go with your point, and I'm not saying you're wrong at all, but I'm just saying that point you're making, when Xbox is making these multiplayer games, they're still not where they should be. They're still not up to par as like previous Microsoft Xbox exclusives that had multiplayer. Like, they're still not there. Like, yeah, they're having multiplayer games, but they're not really shaking anything up. They're not really like making people like, holy shit, I got to play this game. They're not. They just haven't been really. Well, you know what I'm saying?
When it comes to Xbox, I mean, I was goofing on them just about the entirety of last generation because they were the bottom feeders of the big three. That's just the reality of the situation.
And what has changed, Cage? Tell me.
What has changed is that they were the underdogs, in fact, and they're starting to get better. It's just an unrealistic expectation for being like the meme 69 Metacritic score to now you have to immediately just start making 90 plus Metacritic games. Like that's just that leap instantaneously doesn't get there. I'm just honestly, it's like they're the underdogs. At this, like, I'm surprised and I'm actually glad that Xbox is starting to get better. Obviously, competition in the space is a good thing. I think that they had a decent year this year. Why? Because my expectations for Xbox are low. I would laugh at them. Like I said, make fun of them avidly. Like people would think last generation I was a pony, even though I was open to playing on just about anything. But I did primarily play on my PlayStation last generation. Now, when it comes to Xbox, they're actually showing, yeah, we're trying to get our shit together. Whether they have a consistency, I don't know. I'm waiting for next year to see. But this year, they actually have a good release in terms of consistently releasing video games and providing them to Game Pass. And I like Game Pass because, well, basically, I think a lot of games are sold upon lies. Absolute bullshit. And the fact that I can pay for this service, and it's not necessarily if the service is the best, it's like the best deal in gating. No, it's like I have to put less on the line to see if I like a game or not, or if a game is garbage or acceptable or not. I have to put less on the line to figure out if that's the case. Because in modern day, I mean, look at Final Fantasy 16. I thought it was going to be one of the greatest games to come out this generation. It is dog shit. And I had to put $70. They sold me on lies because you know what? They showed me all them awesome boss fights, which were dope parts of the game. I absolutely love those parts. But then they did not show all the downtime that's in that game, all that MMO side story shit that's really main quest line stuff. They didn't show any of that. So I was under the impression, oh, this might be the GOAT of this generation. And then what I get was, well, this is kind of just an MMO with really bomb ass freaking boss fights that are QTEs. Like, that's just what it is. And I had to give up $70 and come to realize, man, I was sold bullshit. And Game Pass is cool to me because I can just pay this service and see if I like games or not, and it's less of a risk. So that's cool. And this second half of the year with Game Pass, they've been releasing fire like constantly.
Yes, they have.
This second half of the year has been insane. They've been shooting like fucking heat. And so, man, look, coming from being dog shit last generation,
your game of the year was on Game Pass,
offering some decent shit and having a consistency of releases, that's cool. But I do expect them to continue to get better. Now, if they go to next year and it's like 2022, yeah, I'm gonna be ripping the shit out of them. Best believe that.
Okay, Meds, good point. You said my game of the year is on Xbox Game Pass.
Because I saw you chuckle when she said that they've been dropping heat.
I chuckled because it doesn't matter.
But it's true. Nah, but regardless whether you got it, the game is on Game Pass and it's your game of the year. Like Game Pass has had a great fucking year, bro. They've dropped nothing but like, if you want to talk about Metacritic, right? People want to love talk about Metacritic, bro. A lot of these releases on Game Pass this year have been 80 plus games. A lot of them.
Listen, Game Pass has done a better job. With the mixture of games they've had, they actually have been good games. I can say that. But no, and when you say game, Lies of P is my game of the year, it's one of them. If I really, really had to pick for real, I'd give it to Armored Core. That's just me.
That's fair. But like you said, it's one of your favorite games this year.
It's a nominee for me, absolutely. And look, I'm just saying, guys, like I feel like you ever watch a sport, you be watching a random basketball game and it's the Celtics versus give me a trash ass team. It's
Orlando Magic.
The Orlando Magic. It's like, and it's a close game. It's like if you're not a Celtics fan, you're like, yo, I hope the Magic win. You just want to see it because it's the underdog. Like you guys say,
David Goliath. Yeah,
you guys want to see that happen. But my thing is like I still think when I hear people say, oh, Xbox, they got all these developers. And like I said, it takes one or two games, and I can see the tables turning. Like I don't think Xbox will ever be even the second place, right?
It doesn't take one or two games. You have to be.
I mean,
but some people.
I don't think they will. I don't think they ever will be. I don't think they ever will be second place because at the end of the day, Sony and Nintendo have way too much clout to ever be surpassed. My point is, my rebuttal to that rather is third place doesn't necessarily mean you're losing. Like, okay, I guess you're losing because you're in third place, but there's only 3 competitors. Somebody's got to come in last. And just because you're in last doesn't mean that you're also not doing great. I think right now, like we talked about this last night, I think Xbox One generation was dog shit, and I admit that. I think it was whack.
Which one?
Xbox One. The Xbox One generation. It was whack.
And I'm not trying to give you a hard time with this, Mez, right now, but I'm telling you that I just don't see a Xbox One was dog shit, right? And then the Series X consoles come out. I don't see
way better.
I really don't see a difference, bro. I'm not trying to be a fucking hater.
They've had way better games. They've had way better games.
This is year 3. It has been up and down for Xbox. There's no defending last year. Xbox was dog shit last year. This year is what I want to see, and then some. So if they continue, this is to me, next year is crucial to see what Xbox is all about. Are they about releasing consistent games that are fun and decent, or are they going to go back to no showing? That's what really needs to be said. But this year is a big step in the right direction for them, and build upon that. That's what they need to do.
And if you ask me, I think they had a way better year than Sony. Like, you can't put out Spider-Man and say you had a better year than Xbox. You can't. I'm sorry.
Xbox, what beats Spider-Man though?
It's not about that. One great game does not beat 3 great games. It doesn't. I don't care how great that game is. The game could be 10 out of 10. It doesn't beat it.
Oh, so you're saying Hi-Fi Rush,
Hi-Fi Rush, Forza, and Starfield.
Okay.
Even if those 3 games aren't as good as Spider-Man, which you could argue. I mean, I'm not going to argue that, but let's just leave it there. I would rather take 3 great games than 1 great game. I don't know who would choose 1 over 3. I just wouldn't.
See, the only game that really, well, I'll say 2 games appeal to me. So I guess 2's better than 1. But you see, you're not counting Final Fantasy, right? You will not count it, even though
no.
You're not going to count Final, but a lot of people are saying, "Hey, Final Fantasy 16 is a PlayStation game for the moment, at least."
That's
right?
cool. That's cool.
But even then, I'm not a big Final Fantasy guy. I'm not going to start acting like I am just because I'm fucking to use that for an argument. Although that's not a bad idea. But my thing is,
I mean, ultimately, Blaze, I'm not going to use the exclusive argument because there's no such thing as an Xbox exclusive. So if we want to argue exclusives, the argument's already over because there's no such thing as an Xbox.
Okay, but I don't look at. See, you look at exclusives from a traditional point or from normal, I guess a normal point, right? Because exclusive means exclusive, but
exclusive means exclusive,
right? But I still look at it like, hey, if it's on Xbox and PC and it's not on PlayStation, that's an Xbox exclusive. I can't play it on my PlayStation. That's just me. I know we look at things differently. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we're having different.
Yeah, baby.
MLB The Show's on Xbox.
Oh, brother, that's our game. Doesn't it count as a great
MLB The Show is not an exclusive. It's on Xbox.
Brother.
Right. It's on Xbox.
Yeah, shout out to Sony for making sure that bitch is day 1 on Game Pass.
By the way, we got to download the new one and play some more, brother.
Yeah, we
definitely got to play some more of that because we haven't even played the new one. We played last year's. But I do think, because I don't want to stay on this topic forever, but Xbox, I do think it's coming up. And I think for Xbox to get the respect that they want, they need to just become undeniable. Like, slap the public with great game after great game after great game so they can't come with that no games argument no more.
I want to stick with this a little bit more, okay? And I'm going to go to Cage and then I want to go to you. If you said, they have to just keep being consistent, so Cage, tell me in your head what you think are just 1 or 2 games that can continue, like, keep them on this trajectory of putting out great games. Because
it has to, first off, for me personally, Avowed got to be fire. And I think Obsidian, I think they're great devs. I love the Outer Worlds. Avowed looks like a lot of fun. And really, it's a condensed world. I think Starfield's biggest issue is that it's just too fucking big. And it's not catered to the way a smaller condensed game would have been. The Outer Worlds is that. And it's, I was thinking it was going to be more like Elder Scrolls, but it's like more colorful. And personally, I don't mind that. But the gameplay is there. That's what I want to see. I really think Obsidian, they just, they put out bangers. And really, they do have to tap into their multiplayer, even though I've never been big into like Xbox multiplayer games, but they do got to put out a decent Gears, man. Preferably better than the last 2. they gotta keep on with their roots. That's important to Xbox, and they have to take it more seriously. Those are things that definitely need to come into play. But I do want to see them make a new IP that's actually a triple A title, not like little double A stuff, not like stuff that looks like
Passion
it's
projects.
indie. Yeah, like and I like passion projects, but when we're talking about some of these big dev studios doing little shit like Obsidian doing like Grounded or Obsidian doing whatever, and it's like, bro, I'm waiting for Outer Worlds 2 and Avowed. What the fuck are you doing these bullshit ass games? Like stuff like that just pisses me off.
Yeah.
They gotta chill back with doing that, and just work on the big games that and they don't even have to be the biggest games, but they have to be freaking reasonably like
Quality.
appealing to the mainstream audience and actually be decent games. Like that's just what it is. Xbox has the opportunity. It's really in their hands, and they have to put out games that run well day one. That's really just what it is. If you put out a game that does not have a reasonably consistent frame rate, I'm going to rip you a new one. Period. I don't care. Like there's games that I've wanted to play that I've seen that run like shit, and I'm just like, well, I'm good. I'll go back to my large ass backlog and play. I'll play Mafia 2 for the 7th time. I don't
Facts.
mind.
Talk
I'm not going
about
to
it.
sit here and play bullshit ass games that don't run right or run at 30. I'm sorry. It's just like it's ridiculous.
Meds, you got any games that you see Xbox really putting their foot on Sony's neck with?
No. No.
You don't.
No, I don't. I think Xbox's strategy, because ultimately, even after having purchased all of these developers, I don't think pretty much I do think they do have some top tier devs that can punch with Sony's devs. Like for example, I think id Software can hang with the best of them. I think Doom Eternal is the best fucking first person shooter I've played maybe fucking ever. They got certain genres and certain devs that definitely can hold it down. But when it comes to the public eye, people are never going to look at Doom on the same level as they look at something like A Last of Us. It's just, even though Doom's been around way longer,
Bro, Doom Eternal was fucking really loved by everybody.
Doom Eternal's insane, dude. It's so fire. It was my game of the year that year, I think, the year that it came out. But I just, in the public eye, I don't think Xbox is ever going to win, which is why I said they got to just become undeniable. Like, can they drop consistent like 9.5s, 10s, 9.1s? Maybe not. But I think it's a fair trade to combat Sony and their 9s. Let's say Sony puts out 2 9s a year, right? Let's assume. I think you can combat that with just the vast number of studios that you got by dropping 4 or 5 8s every year. I think that's a decent trade-off. Because at the end of the day, you're still getting great games and you're getting more of them and you're getting them on Game Pass. So I think that's something that's the lane that they should take. And I think that's the lane that they are taking, which is why they got so many devs, because their goal is to release one big game every quarter. And I think with these devs that they got, they can do that. Are any of these games individually going to be bigger than Sony's games? Other than something like the next Elder Scrolls? I don't think so. But you don't necessarily have to. Because like take a look at a year like 2011 for Xbox. Xbox dropped pretty much only Gears 3. And that's great. But Sony dropped like 4 or 5 bangers that were awesome. And we're all like 8s and 9s on Metacritic. But Gears 3 outsold literally all of Sony's games that year combined on its own. But what would you rather have played that year? The 5 great Sony games or the 1 great Xbox game? I would go with the 1 great Sony game. And I think that's
so. That's a great point. No, for real. I'm just saying. I think I said this to Rev before. Like, if I buy a PS5, I'd rather have 1 or 2 excellent games, right? The system sellers, why you buy a console for, right? Then, a Redfall, another Forza. Starfield, and I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying, like so more. So what you're saying, Meds, is more is more.
More, but good. You can't just put out 570s. I'm talking 80s and up. And again, I don't like to put so much stock in Metacritic because at the end of the day, like some games that are 10s, I think are dog shit. Like Cassie's enjoying GTA 4 right now. I hate that game. And that game got a 10 on IGN. And back in the days, like I didn't even know what Metacritic was. I used to only check IGN. So to me, the media said GTA 4 was a 10. But I fucking bought GTA 4 and I was so disappointed. And honestly, I find that with a lot, I think Metacritic kind of sets up games to fail in a way because you see the 10 or you see the 9 and you play it and you're like, this is a little overrated. It's good. It's not that good.
Hated GTA 4?
Hated it.
In your backyard on top of that?
In my backyard? Oh, Liberty City. Dude, I don't like Rockstar Games. We've talked about this before. Maybe the podcast hasn't heard this. The listeners haven't heard this. But I don't like Rockstar Games. I think they're massively overrated.
That's crazy.
I don't like Red Dead 1. I don't like Red Dead 2. And I don't like, let me take it back. It's not that I don't like GTA 4. It's not that I don't like GTA 5, or GTA 3 for that matter. But the thing is, none of these games have ever held my attention long enough for me to finish them. I've never finished the GTA game. Like eventually I get bored and I stop doing the missions and I just run around killing prostitutes and shit. And I drop the game and I stop playing it. It's just not the kind of game that I enjoy. I don't like the mission structure. The story isn't good enough to compel me to keep going. Because some games, the story is so good that I'll put up with kind of whack gameplay to see the rest of the story. But GTA has never done that for me. And listen, I'm not going to tell you, fuck GTA, stop playing GTA. You love your GTA as much as you want. Play your Rockstar games. Love what you love. But
2 points. 2 points is the reality is you also have to take into account what these companies have done the previous generation. Seeing Sony was up here and from last generation, and I see them doing one of these. Xbox was down here this generation. I mean, last generation, they're doing one of these. And that's just something I have to take into account. I'm comparing what PlayStation did with the PS4 to how it is now. And to me, it is slipping. Okay. Xbox, absolute dog shit last generation. I see them starting to climb.
Xbox is doing this. You know what a fucking roller coaster is? Let me explain to you what Xbox. Xbox
they're going up.
But you know what? Blaze. But you know what they were doing last generation? They were flatlined.
Okay, but you saying
not at a high flat line, a low flat line.
Yeah.
When you're so far up, even if you drop a little bit of altitude, you're still mad up. You feel me?
I'm comparing Sony, PS5 Sony to PS4 Sony. PS4 Sony was some elite shit. Nothing will compare to PS2 generation
tell me
to
what's
me, but the PS4
changed?
Generation.
They were hungry. They were hungry, Blaze. They were hungry.
Are you saying the amount of games has changed? Like the
PS3,
the amount of games has changed.
The variety,
way that,
the quality.
The general concept of how they balance money, making money versus how they deal with the gamers. I don't like the way it is this generation. It's been a noticeable downgrade. All they've cared about is selling consoles. And they've done a good job at it. But guess what? I don't care about that. I already bought my PS5, 2 PS5s day one, pre-ordered them bitches because I looked at PS4 Sony, said I was relatively happy here. It wasn't perfect, but I was very happy. That sold them 2 PS5s for me. And now I'm just like, man, this sucks, man. They built so much goodwill from last generation, and now they are burning some of that because they've gotten comfortable. I don't like when any company gets comfortable. I never liked that shit, and I always be calling them after that shit. And some people, they just let it slide, but I'm not that type of person. I've switched around to having different mains my entire life because I never gave about companies. Yep. Like, I've always switched around.
I've always had them all.
I've always switched around.
I've always had them all, but I've always had a main driver.
That's you would prefer one over the other.
What's your main driver right now?
PC,
baby.
Hold on. But in terms of consoles, what do you use more, Cass?
PS5, excuse me. But I barely use it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's basically a PC gamer. She only plays the exclusives on the PS5.
Am I that biased, or am I that like, do I have a Sony dick up my ass that much that I just can't see? Like, listen, do I agree that the
But
games have slowed
X-
down? Sure,
hold on, Blaze.
but
Also, you have to take into account I'm playing Xbox's games on my PC. And I literally just got through putting 230 hours into Starfield, and I put my measly ass like 15 hours into Spider-Man.
yo, am I
So, like,
biased, chat? Like, do I like listen?
Blaze,
The
you are
games-
very biased.
Hold on, but see, but the games, yes, they slowed down, but like, okay, COVID, whatever, fuck all that. But I'm just saying, like, I don't see a drop off, like, really in quality. I swear to God,
I don't think there's a drop off in quality. I don't think there's a drop off in quality. I think there's a stagnation going on because the games are too similar to each other
Consistency.
now. The games are too similar to each other, and they're too similar to their previous iterations. Like Spider-Man 2. Actually, Spider-Man 2 did implement a lot of changes, but it is very similar to. I mean, what can you? I'm not going to blame them. What can you really change about a Spider-Man game? It's not really on them. I'm not going to blame them for that. But Ratchet and Clank, the last one, it was really just a prettier Ratchet and Clank. God of War Ragnarok. It was more of God of War 2018.
I will say, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is a big leap from the reboot Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
Easily. I think way more of a leap than Spider-Man 2 is to Spider-Man 1.
I don't think so. I disagree with that. I think Spider-Man 2 is a much greater leap. But I mean, again, this is all subjective anyway. But yeah, Blaze, I do believe that that you are a little biased. And listen, I don't think Sony's quality is dipping. I don't think Sony's quality is dipping at all. The quality is still there, absolutely. It's just taking longer to make the games, and they're just not telling anybody anything. And the reason why they're not telling anybody anything is because they don't have to tell you anything, because you're still gonna buy the shit when they tell you, when they finally come out and say, yo, this is what's cooking, here it is, go pre-order. People are gonna go pre-order because at this point Sony's got that cachet that people trust them to deliver a good game. They don't have to wait and see for the reviews to come out. They know that they're gonna buy the game. So Sony's at that point right now, which is why they don't have to tell you shit. Xbox, their last little showcase that they did, they showed you everything that's coming out for the next like 2.5, 3 years because they have to, because nobody trusts them. And PlayStation's just at that point right now where they can just do no wrong.
Here's the main differentiating factor between PS4 generation and PS5 generation. PS4 generation, they were concentrating heavily on games. That is what it was. It was the games. They were getting rid of the outside stuff that they were working on. Sony was spread thin during the PS3 generation, and they were working on just getting rid of working more on PlayStation than anything else. Now it's not just about the games, but it's about the TV shows and the movies now, which personally I just don't give a fuck about. That's just, I'm here for the games. They're announcing hardware after hardware after hardware. Where's the new game announcements?
This is the most hardware Sony's ever announced or had in their entire.
Crazy to me. I don't care about any of this shit. I bought 2 PS5s and I just want games to play on them. Where's my Ghost of Tsushima 2, bro? Where's my Ghost of Tsushima port? What is going on
These games
here?
just take too long to make now.
Yeah, I think you guys are spot on with the games, taking longer to cook and shit. But I feel like I don't see a problem in releasing hardware and little accessories as long as like you said, the quality's there and the games are coming. I just feel like right now Sony don't got nothing to give us. Why not have what I mean? Like Neil Druckmann is not in a factory making these new headphones or this new portal. Like I feel like if it's not taking
He's
away
at the HBO studios working on season 2.
Maybe so, but if it's not taken away from the studios and development time, then what's the problem that they make a fucking portal or some controllers or whatever? Because listen, let's be real, all these companies do that shit.
Blaze, you're not wrong. There's no problem with them making more hardware. That's a good thing. More options for the gamers, a better thing. But let's not pretend that every time fucking Xbox comes out, like, hey man, we got some new colored controllers, people are like, but where's the games at? Like the people making controllers are the people making the games. You know that this conversation is always out there. So I'm just trying to. I just want people to keep the same energy is all.
Don Matrick equals Jim Ryan.
It's not like me, for me, it's not as long as the games are coming. Are the games here? That's all that matters to me at the end of the day. Are the games here? If the games are here and you have your little bullshit projects, I mean, PS4 generation, they had the little bullshit projects too, like the Powers TV show, little bullshit like that. But guess
That
what?
was
I
cool.
didn't care. I didn't care. I wasn't bothered by that because you know what? I was gaming. I had a lot of stuff to look forward to. I was playing things, and there was a consistent flow of games after that first year, a year and a half, give or take. Like there was just a consistent flow of things to look forward to. There was new IPs. There was them appealing to the gamer in ways that I don't feel like they do anymore. Like when they announced Crash Bandicoot trilogy remade and Spyro, bro, I lost my shit, dude. They just knew what it was. And it's like, homie, was it Sean Layden? Sean Layden just knew how to just make us excited. He made money and he got the gamers excited. And Sony needs to find someone that's like that again.
I think we're gonna go through this thing again, man. Good.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think we've said this a million times. I just think they're not showing us, like, I know a lot of PlayStation guys are upset that they're not showing shit, right? What do you guys got planned? I bought your console. I want to know what you have planned for the future. And I get that, valid complaints and all that. But my thing is, we've said this a million times, like, you show something off and you have a direction or change in narrative, whatever the case may be, or you show off the game and it looks like shit. And now people are like, oh, I don't know about this game. You get a Halo Infinite thing. Like, we already spoke about this shit before, but like, I just feel like, when Sony's prepared to show it, they will show it. Like, I just, like, if next year comes and there's no games and shit like that, Meds, we've had this argument that you think
we've talked about this.
Yeah. And we can get into it a little if you want, but you think there might not be any first party games next year.
No,
okay?
I think they won't have more than one.
They won't have more than one. Okay.
I think they might. I think they will have one solid, awesome banger, but I think that's it from them, because they will secure some third-party deals to get some exclusive stuff on there. They will.
But why is that an issue? That, look,
it's not an issue. We're just having a talk. We're just talking.
I know. But to the people that make it an issue, like, okay, Sony has let's say one exclusive from their first party, and then they secure third-party deals. Why is that an issue? They're still making sure the gamer is getting value from his console. Like, I don't see the issue in that. Like, that's why third-party exists. So my issue with third-party deals like those, Blaze, is that you're not bringing more value to your consumers. You're not, because if that third-party deal was made, regardless of whether it was made or not, your gamers would have still gotten the game. All you did was prevent the other guys from getting the game. That's all you did. Your guys were still going to get the game. And all this exists for Twitter talking points. And I think that's exactly why Sony is and we as the gamer are in the position we are in right now, because the social media, like the explosion of social media since 2013 and the PS4 generation has been so much bigger. You know, the social media presence of gaming is so much bigger now than it was back then, that everything is put under a microscope. Like, people put out a fucking trailer for a game, or they put out a beta, and people are shooting at fruits to see if they explode, and calling that a negative because the fruits don't explode, or there's no realistic fruit physics, or you zoom in 400 times and a texture is blurry, or there's a door in Final Fantasy VII that doesn't render properly, and that's a huge issue, even though literally it's just. I mean, listen, that's niche people like me. I like that.
It's not niche though. These people see that shit. See that shit, and that's why they don't put out these trailers, bro.
But that's
why would they put out
bullshit,
a trailer?
Bro? To
get scrutinized and shat on forever. You know why Hi-Fi Rush was such a fucking success and so viral when it came out? Because they didn't say shit. They just put out the game. Yo, go play it. And nobody had a chance. You know, King Thrash didn't have a chance to play the game for 10 minutes and make a 4-hour video on those 10 minutes to expose all the flaws in the game and talk about how, you know, this is why Xbox sucks, because these fruits don't explode properly, or look at this thing. You see how it's fuzzy around the edges over here. Nobody had an opportunity to fucking put this game through a filter and shit on it before it came out. So they just played it. And guess what?
Med, you are very different. You don't give a fuck. You know, I like that shit, man. I like staring at textures. I appreciate that. It's not that I'm not looking to shit on it. I'm looking for, like, it's an immersion for me. Like, wow, like, look at that. That's dope. Like, I love attention to detail. Like when God of War rolled in the puddle and there was no water on him, I was like, damn, really? Like that was me. I was like, damn, really?
That kind of stuff doesn't bother me one bit, bro.
I know
that kind of stuff. It's so irrelevant to me.
What I'm saying to you is, it's not enough to deter me not to play the game, but it's something I make a mental note. I'm like, damn, really? What? How can it, like, this is I expect it from the big AAA games. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying everybody's guilty of it. They're not going to have every single detail there. They're not going to cover every single piece of fruit. But I appreciate it when it is there. It's not going to make, like I told you, Starfield, there's no footprints when you walk around. I think that's a little lazy. But does it change that? Does it make the game bad or any worse? No, I'm just saying there's little things I noticed. That's it. Like, I'm not knocking I'm not going to take off points because there's not a footprint, but I'm at the same time, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, you can leave in Starfield as an example. I can leave an apple on a planet, fly around, come back in 2 hours, and that apple will be there.
The apple's still there. Yeah.
Why couldn't you put a fucking, you know what I mean? That's all I'm thinking. Like, if you can do that, why can't, you know? But, you know,
I think the reason why there are no footprints is exactly because of systems like this that are in the game. At the end of the day, you have resources to allocate. And do you want permanence of items, or do you want footprints?
Well, they can
in the
disappear after a little bit, bro. You know, that's all I'm saying. Whatever.
The reason why and I would like to be in a position where I can care about these little effects that are arbitrary at the end of the day, but the reason why I just simply don't care is because the gaming industry, a bunch of these, mega corporations, developers, they can't even get fundamentals correct. We can't even get games that run appropriately day one. And so to sit here and be like, oh, does this watermelon explode? How many details is it? Like, to me, it's just like, does the fucking game hold a consistent frame rate? Is the game choppy? Does the game is the game playable day one? Like, that's literally my question now. To where I don't have the luxury of caring about all these little details. I'm just like, does this game work? Is it in an acceptable state?
Well, see, I expect it to work. That's a difference. I'm not thinking when I put in a game and I spend $70 fucking for it, or $10 because it's on Game Pass, I expect it to function and work. Period.
And I do too. And guess what? When they don't, they're gonna hear from me.
As they should.
I'm gonna do a video ripping on it, because guess what? It's easy content for me, and it's something that needs to be more prevalent in the community. Does the game work at launch? Because a lot of times, in the past few years especially, that's not been a thing of consistency, and that's why I'm there first before anything else, sadly.
Like I said, my boy and Brian, I agree. People can kind of glance and have an idea watching documentaries on how game development and AAA games and all the effort it takes. But what I'm saying is, I got a guy named Texas Toast, okay? And he's got fucking footprints in his game, okay? And he's literally one person making it. That's all I'm saying. It's just little, and like I said, it does not change anything. The game, Starfield, is still a great game. Don't get it twisted, bro. Listen, I love PlayStation, but I play Xbox games. And I beat them as well. Okay. I'm not playing games just to say I played it just to shit on it. Like, I actually tend to enjoy Xbox games. Like, I got no issue with it. It's just, and like I said, I'll criticize anything on the Sony side. But while we're on this topic, let's talk about The Last of Us 2. And the, because this is causing a lot of conversation. People are fucking pissed off. People are defending it, and people are pissed off. You got pros and cons with it. But I did say, and I'm not trying to get a pat on the back. It's not like it's some ingenious idea. I feel like a lot of people might have thought of the same thing, or probably did say the same shit. But a $10 upgrade like they did with Ghost, I think it's fair, especially when they're adding content, a whole new mode, lost levels. I think it's a fair thing. If you own the game, it's $10 upgrade. But also the other thing I want to say, and then you guys can add on to it, is I didn't see a PC release date for that.
That was strange.
No?
I think
that's a good thing. Keep that bullshit the fuck off of PC. Thank you.
I mean, listen, when it comes to PC, as much shit as I talked on the game, I am gonna play it when it comes to PC. Because I do like The Last of Us. I do like it. A lot of the shit, bro, that I talk I'm just talking shit. I like Last of Us, and I'm gonna play, and I like PlayStation. Check me out. I'm gonna play these games. I play good games, regardless of who made them. But these, not, I don't know, bro. Naughty Dog has to just make new games, bro. Like I'm tired of them re-releasing Last of Us and making more Last of Us shit. It has nothing to do with me hating Last of Us. It's just me respecting Naughty Dog and liking them as a studio and wanting more from them and them not giving me shit other than Last of Us. That's my frustration with Naughty Dog. And this whole because for example, like, is $10 a fair price for like this new Horde mode? Absolutely, sure. I think it's a fair price. I would pay it. And you know how cheap I am. I would pay it. But they're also selling this game for $70. Like, so I do have to shit on, because you could say, oh, but it's not a big deal. It's $10. It's really not, though. It's $10 if you already bought the game. If you want to buy the game now, brand new, or even physically, because it's only for if you got a digital copy, it's $70. And $70 for...
Wait. So if you own PS4 version of Last of Us and you put in your disc, it's not going to tell you like Ghost did? I thought Ghost did the same thing.
No. I mean, judging by what they said if for digital owners, you get a $10 upgrade. That's what they said. So maybe that can be implemented somehow. Like if you stick your disc in, you know, they'll let you do the $10 upgrade. That'd be cool. But they haven't said that. So I'm going to assume that that's not the case. So yeah, this game's being sold for $70, and it's not even really a remaster. Have you seen these fucking comparison screenshots? They're the same picture, bro. They don't look any different.
What? Hold on, you're right, and you're right. They do look super. And this ain't me capping, but I think a lot of those screenshots that are popping up on the internet, those are cutscene screenshots. So I don't expect too much different in a cutscene. The cutscenes were already super high fidelity. They looked great. I'm curious, and I'm not saying it's going to look any different in gameplay, but that's what I want to see. I want to see gameplay. I want to see like textures. I want to see vegetation. I want to see reflections, shit like that. Because mostly everything I've seen has been, all of it that I've seen has been fucking cutscenes. You know what I mean? It's just been a screenshot of a cutscene. You know what I'm saying, man? You get what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
So
I hear you.
I don't,
Well, it's Sony and Naughty Dog's job to justify the existence of this re-release.
They don't have to, though. People are going to line up and buy it, Cassie.
No,
and that's my
no
problem
doubt.
right now. My problem's not with Sony. My problem is that Sony is so complacent because of the fan base. Because the fan base just gobbles up whatever the fuck they throw at them.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if you just choose to buy it and you don't make excuses, but motherfuckers is trying to say that the fact that it's a $10 upgrade is pro-consumer. No, when Naughty Dog patched The Last of Us Part 2 for the PS5 for it to run at 60, that's pro-consumer because you went out of your way to just simply, get rid of that 30 lock and let the gamers go revisit the game without having to pay anything extra so that they can play it at the higher frame. That's pro-consumer because you did something you didn't really have to. This is not pro-consumer at all. It's just, well, they did provided a service and you're choosing to buy it. And if you do that, that's fine. But don't sit here and lie through your fucking teeth about it either. And try and defend a mega corporation in basically treating you like a pay pig. I don't know, man. It's just crazy to me, but I just prefer more honesty than anything else.
I just think who doesn't, and you're right, it is $70, but like at this point, brother, it's like if you wanted to play Last of Us, you own it, Last of Us 2, you know. And it's, again, I know it keeps seeming that I'm trying to protect the argument, but it's just like, who doesn't own this game if you already, either you wanted to play it, you heard about the leaks and you didn't play it and you're like, screw, I'm not playing that bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, I agree with you, Meds. When you have such a talented studio as Naughty Dog, it is a fucking shame that they keep, it's like they will not move forward, They keep going back, Last of Us 1 remaster, Last of Us 2 remaster, like, because they're such a talented studio. I just like, and I feel like Naughty Dog could literally make a first-person shooter and succeed at it. That's how much confidence I have in them. And I
would love a Naughty Dog first-person shooter, dude.
You know what I mean? And I just feel like they're just relying on it's like I criticize Xbox for that. I'm like, you guys are on Gears 6 now. You're on Forza 8 now. It's like, and I feel like they're doing the same shit. It's like, move forward. Last of Us 2 looks incredible. There's like I said, they're adding shit to it, so it's kind of shutting me up a little bit. But at the same time, you could have just, like, you couldn't have patched that in. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Please, Sony's problem right now is that they're playing it too safe, because obviously releasing sequels is a safer route. People know the IP, but with Sony, I don't understand it because they're so arrogant, and they need to realize this, bro. You can sell salt to a slug right now. Sony doesn't have to keep fucking making sequels to all their shit. If they come out with new IPs, people will support them because people love PlayStation. Look at Ghost of Tsushima. People love Ghost of Tsushima. Horizon Zero Dawn. They love Horizon Zero Dawn. Huge sellers. Take some risks. Put out some experimental shit. Put out some cool different stuff. Like, you don't have to make Last of Us 17. You don't have to make Uncharted 6. Come out with some new shit.
They aren't even doing that.
People will support it.
Though. There's only 2 The Last of Us games that exist, and we have what, 5
releases
of 2 games.
5 releases.
And this independent, this IP
they don't have to play it
for 10 years.
They can afford to experiment. They have the cachet now. Like, Sony can do no wrong. People will buy your games based on the fact that your logo was on it now. So take some risks. I think they're playing it too safe right now.
No, they are playing it safe, but like I said, are they playing it safe though, Meds? When you look at Sony and creating new IP, I feel like they've done a better job than all the companies put together.
But they have done a better job in the past, in just a short time ago.
I like Blaze, sorry. I like the Sony tradition of like keeping franchises mostly to one gen. You know? Like, I like that. I like that Naughty Dog abandoned Crash. I like that Naughty Dog abandoned Jack. And I like that Naughty Dog abandoned Uncharted and went to Last of Us, because that made, like, each one of those was better than the last. Jack was better than Crash. Uncharted was better than Jack. Last of Us was better than Uncharted. Like, they kept getting better and better and better because they were willing to scrap the past and move on.
Yeah, but what company has stuck to it? Tell me out of Nintendo and Xbox and Play. No company has stuck to that word. Like, oh, the original Nintendo, we're moving on from Zelda.
They've never done that. The only one who's done that is Sony. But
right.
The only one who's done it is Sony, and it's paid off for them. But I feel like they're falling into the trap of the other 2 guys, that they keep reiterating the same stuff. And I don't want them to fall into that trap. I want them to keep making new shit. Especially with the top tier developers that they have. Look at what happened, bro. These guys abandoned Sly Cooper or whatever. They made Infamous. I fucking love Infamous. And then guess what? I wanted an Infamous 4, but they said fuck Infamous 4. They made Ghost of Sushi. People love Ghost of Sushi. And I'm telling you, bro, like, these developers are on such a high level that when they make new IPs, people will come back and they will support them because they know the quality that is associated with these studios. Santa Monica, I don't know why they're still on God of War. Why? Like, and again, I love God of War. Don't get me wrong. That's my favorite Sony franchise, actually. Love God of War. But Sony Santa Monica, if you look at their history, they've literally only made God of War and Kinetica. They made a game before God of War called Kinetica. That's it. Their entire existence is Kinetica and then all the God of War games. Like, it's time to move on, dog. Let's go, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. Last gen, like, Sony would make like quirky games, and I used to be into those quirky smaller titles, and that isn't a thing anymore. So that sucks for me. I would like to see Naughty Dog make something that's actually fun and doesn't, and actually, not Uncharted, 5, mind you, but something fun that kind of gets away from, I don't know, the bullshit that they've been pushing with The Last of Us, with getting into serious real world topics in their video games. Can we go back to more talking fantasy stories? Like that's what I want to see. But we are getting The Last of Us Part 2 remastered. So whatever.
Yeah, we got a super chat real quick. Let me address it real quick before we move on. We got $2 from Black Metal Gamer. Fuck, I love Black Metal Gamer, by the way. Too. He's been fucking with us for years. Druckmann is Sony's Kathleen Kennedy. Changed my mind. I will not change my mind. I think you're right. The worst thing to happen to Naughty Dog is fucking Neil Druckmann. Go ahead, please.
Okay. I get the hate towards Neil Druckmann. Trust me, I'm not a fan of him myself, but you cannot deny that he's created not only controversially and people picked up on it and it was like a fucking big ass deal, but he's created a lot of great experiences, right?
No, he hasn't. He's been prominent at Naughty Dog since Last of Us, and that's all they've done since he's been prominent there. Ever since he got a voice and power and pull over there, that's all they've done.
Okay, but those,
you know what? I take it back. They did make those 2 Uncharted games. I take it back.
And I'm just saying, from what he has on his resume, like I said, you can like story directions or not, but when we're talking about gameplay, everything that goes around with it, it's excellent. It's top tier quality, and that's the only thing I'm not gonna. Yeah, of course, the guy's got a fucking major ego. He's a narcissist. He's all that. You know what I mean? But I cannot take away from what he's created. You know, he's created some of the most immersive games I've ever played in my life. You know what I mean? That's the shit this is the type of games that appeal to me, man. Like, and that's why I was so vocal on the direction of Last of Us 2, because I love that universe. I love those characters. And when you just stick a fucking knife in it and just fuck it all up, you know what I mean? Yeah, of course, I'm pissed off and I'm gonna be vocal about it. I know there's a lot of Last of Us 2 defenders out there, and they'll say the story is excellent and was so creative and this and that, and that's fine. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you. I've done that way too many times. But personally, Neil Druckmann has created, like I said, some of the most immersive games of all time, and I cannot take that away from them. You know, and that's just my take on Neil. Yeah, he's a fucking, he literally made a lookalike and he spit on Joel and he had a golf fucking club in his head. You know what I mean? He said puta and spit in his face.
He banged Abby.
Well, technically, didn't he give himself back shots? That's the rumor. to get that scene to happen.
Oh dear. I mean, he definitely be smelling his own farts. I wouldn't put it past him.
Doesn't surprise me.
Meds, do me a favor if you can. Can you pull up the Game Awards? And we're not going to go over all of them. I don't care about the best esport player. You know, just a few of them.
Okay.
Because, and we're getting to this point again, guys, where what the fuck is an RPG? Everybody looks at an RPG differently. We don't got to get into what's an RPG anymore. But like at this point, there's action RPGs, is like what's an Liza P don't deserve. We're gonna get into it. It's
Liza P is an RPG. I don't know who the fuck is saying Liza P is not an RPG.
Alex said that. I feel like he did.
Don't you?
I think he did say that. I think he did say that. And
don't you start off in Liza P technically choosing a role based upon what type of weapon?
Yeah, your weapon is your role.
Yeah, you pick dexterity, strength. Yes, and you're role playing somebody. Okay.
No, that's not exactly.
Pinocchio.
That's not what role playing is. Actually,
you're not role playing Pinocchio.
No.
You're Pinocchio is a character.
Exactly.
When you're trying to play a role, it's like you pick like, are you going to be like a warrior?
But at the end of the day, you're still picking a role.
That's technically a role.
No.
By your weapon.
Blaze,
by your weapon.
Role in the gaming sense, because I get it. Because if you're an actor in a movie, that's your role, right? But that's not what role means in role playing game. Role means like, are you a rogue? Are you a mage? Are you a warrior? Are you this? Are you that?
Like, yo,
that's what that
is. Is that why they say
we got to stop gamers from playing? We got to stop gamers from playing all these movie video games, man, because they're losing what are game mechanics, basic game mechanics, man.
Yeah, and that's why Horizon is not an RPG, Blaze, because there's no role. There's no role. Like, regardless of Aloy's skills, like it's just a skill tree. A skill tree doesn't make an RPG.
Yeah.
All right, so I got the nominees pulled up. Which ones you want to go with? Which ones you want to, like, the biggest ones? Let's go with the biggest ones. You want to start off with the biggest
not
category, or you want to build up to
like 6 of them, like, best.
Okay. So we'll do a few categories. All right. So let me look. All right, cool. So let's go to best RPG. Let's go to best RPG. That's the first one we'll start with. So the best RPGs this year, the nominees are Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, Starfield. Any problems with these nominees?
Final Fantasy 16 is not an RPG.
I agree.
There is no role to pick. You are simply the main protagonist.
I agree.
That is wild, bro. And the fact and this is what I'm saying, like false advertising. It was sold to us as an RPG. If you play the game, you understand fundamentally what an RPG is. I don't know how you could say it's an RPG game other than, oh well, it's Final Fantasy, so that automatically makes it an RPG. Not when it's not constructed to be an RPG.
That's
so.
definitely one of the games I would. What would you replace it with though?
That's the question. Because honestly, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? What do you
Give it to
replace
Hogwarts.
that?
Fuck it.
Yeah.
More of an
Is Hogwarts
RPG.
an RPG? Do you play a role?
Yeah.
By the way, can we address Hogwarts real quick in this Game Awards?
Go ahead.
It has 0 nominations. Zero nominations. Do people?
Yeah,
This is the best-selling game of the year, by the way. The best-selling game of the year so far. Call of Duty is going to surpass it eventually, but to this day, it's the best-selling game of the year. And I'm not telling you that sales equate nominations and awards, but are you going to tell me that the game that was played by the most people this year had 0 nominations? 0. Like, I get it if it got maybe 2 or 3 nominations and it didn't win any of the awards.
Even if it just got 1, I'd be okay with it, because
it
that
got
would
0.
that would mean that the game was not blacklisted. If it simply just got 1 nomination, I wouldn't complain. And mind you guys, I think the Game Awards for years is dog shit. I think it's
I agree.
completely illegitimate. But this is an example, one of many examples over the past many years that it's been here, that shows that it's illegitimate. This game, in fact, did get blacklisted.
Yeah, this game absolutely was blacklisted, and for political reasons. And for that reason, fuck the Game Awards. But at the end of the day, I'm not surprised. Like the media, not just the gaming media, the media in general leans very left, and the left wanted this game to fail. And unfortunately for them, it is the highest selling game of the fucking year.
That is crazy that it's the highest selling game, and
it has no knobs. Come on,
you know, people making excuses saying, that's what happens, and I think this can happen when it's too early in the year. Maybe people forget, but I just
Elden Ring came out in February.
Right. Exactly.
If the Game Awards cared about the integrity of gaming as a whole, why make sure to
what's Hogwarts?
Make
Sorry.
sure.
Good.
No, just make sure that games that do release in certain parts of the year are rewarded, adequately, what they deserve. Because it's like, well, people care about this. The people, for some reason, care and give validity to Game Awards. I don't know why. It's just they haven't earned that with me. But if you have any integrity for the gaming space whatsoever, like, make sure that those games that come out early in the year get a voice, or especially if they're deserving to be on these lists. What's to stop devs from being like, well, games don't get recognized if they're released in January, February, or March, so we're just not going to drop them at this time. Like,
exactly. Then that hurts us as gamers. Like, why?
Yeah.
By the way, somebody in the chat said that they would replace Final Fantasy with Octopath Traveler, and I think that's a great shout.
Yeah.
You were gonna say, Blaze?
I was gonna ask what was their Metacritic score for Hogwarts.
Hogwarts? I want to say 84. Let me take a look.
If it's an 84, bro, it just didn't make the cut.
No, but we're not talking just game of the year. We're talking everything. RPG, best art direction, best this, best that. I don't think anybody's here fighting for Hogwarts Legacy for game of the year. Yeah. But for some of these categories, it definitely deserved the nomination.
Well, we'll see if we like.
It's an 84, by the way.
Okay, so we're willing to replace it with Final Fantasy or Octopath, right? But we'll see if that comes up again where we're like, Hogwarts, because Hogwarts was great. I think they nailed that whole, you being a wizard and all that. I think I don't even like, Harry. I'm not a fan at all, but I kind of just, everybody's playing it type shit. Everybody's talking about it. And I almost bought it just to spite, what's her face. But okay. But yeah.
All right. So
in that category, who would you guys pick?
It's gotta go to Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is going to sweep every category it's in pretty much, I think.
No. Okay, listen. I want to know who you think is going to win and who you would want to win.
What I would want to win is Sea of
Yeah.
Stars because I love Sea of Stars, and I haven't even played Baldur's Gate 3. But I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win.
What about you,
Cass?
Cage?
I didn't vote in the Game Awards, and like I said, I
No.
don't give any validity to this award show.
Come
so
on, you're
to
not
take
going to
part in it.
contribute to the topic. Come on,
Oh.
brother. Come on, sister.
I mean, I still need to finish Sea of Stars. I pretty much said I'm going to hold that game toward the end of the year to, because I was so into Starfield that it's like I don't want to play 2 RPGs and have a hard time juggling them at once. But that game is awesome from what I did play of it, and I love to see small games win. I'd love to see underdogs win. So I would always root for an underdog more often than not,
So
unless
Sea of
something
Stars.
is.
Who do you think is good? Who do you think is actually going to win?
I would love to see, Sea of Stars get their just due. Like, I think that those are very competent devs. They have 2 top tier games. So to see them continue to succeed and get recognition so that they can make better games. But I mean, personally, I don't care who wins.
Blaze?
Yeah, I'm going with Liza P.
Of course.
But yeah, Baldur's Gate, it just it's gonna clean up a lot. If it doesn't win everything, it's gonna clean up a lot. So yeah, I would take Liza P though, personally.
It's cool to see those devs behind Liza P like getting some recognition, man.
Out of nowhere too.
It's cool. It's cool.
I don't know who the fuck they are, but
yeah, they haven't made very.
Yeah, they released a great game day one that ran very well. I mean, shout out to them for that.
Okay, so here's our next category. Again, people, we're not going through every category. We're going to go through 5 categories, just the ones we find most intriguing. And by we, I mean me, because I'm the one looking through these categories. So next category is Best Action Adventure. There's 5 nominees. They are Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Tears of the Kingdom. My take on this, what I'm rooting for Zelda. And what I think is going to win, I think is going to be Zelda. Which I'll say.
It's weird that Zelda's on what action
adventure.
So weird.
Well, it's not an RPG, so what else would it be?
It's not an RPG.
Right, so what else would it be? Is my thing.
It's an action adventure. That's exactly what it is. It's an action adventure game.
That's my whole thing. Unless.
I mean,
yeah, I don't see. I don't agree with you on that one, Cass.
I don't know. It's like you could be whatever you want in that game. Like, it's not just like Link is purposely a tabula rasa, like as vague as possible for.
I was gonna say, can you fucking use normal words? I don't know what that means.
It's an individual that's created as a blank slate.
That's exactly what he is.
Just think of a person. Just think of a person that was, that is an adult but born yesterday. That's kind of the point of a tabula rasa. So, I mean, fundamental RPG, like in terms of, like just stepping back and letting the player have that control. I think that Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is one of the best there is fundamentally at that. It's very vague, but that's kind of the point. So it's kind of, I don't know. I kind of see it as an RPG. I mean, everyone does recognize Link as Link, but he is a tabula rasa.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Alex take on here and say that there's no role playing in Zelda, so I'm not gonna call it a role playing game. But that's all semantics at the end of the day. Like
I said, if Zelda's an RPG, then Horizon is. That's just what it is.
No, Zelda, I wouldn't consider it an RPG. At least not this one. What's your take on this category? You remember the nominees?
Yeah, give me them again.
It's Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. It's Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Resident Evil 4, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and Alan Wake 2.
Yeah. I'll listen. My vote goes to Spider-Man, but I think Zelda will win.
Yeah. Okay. I actually think, I think Zelda will win, but I think Spider-Man is a sneaky contender. I think Spider-Man can walk away with.
If they're gonna win anything, it's gonna be that or accessibility.
Yeah, because they're not gonna win Game of the Year because we already know who's got that lock. We'll get to that. Let's move on to the third category here. Best independent game, my favorite category. We got the nominees: Viewfinder, never heard of it; Sea of Stars, Dredge, Dave the Diver, and Cocoon. Personally, I've only played one of these games. Cocoon's on my radar. It's going to be the game I play either next or the game after next. It's only like 4 hours, so I'm sure I can get through it quick. Wish I would have played it before to give an opinion, but I do hear great things. I got to say, I think it's going to be Sea of Stars, and I'm rooting for Sea of Stars. Yeah.
What about you, Cage?
I want to see the little guy win, but like I said, I just don't care.
You know who I'm voting for? It's Dave the Diver, just because everybody wants it off the list, brother.
Yeah, because apparently
you mean because it's not an a subjective opinion. It shouldn't be on the list.
Yeah, it's literally not an indie
speaking,
game.
It does not technically qualify.
That's judging a book by its cover. Literally, they looked at
that exactly. Game and said, see, and Blaze, this is exactly the conversation that you and I have been having recently about AAA versus indie and all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, Dave the Diver, it can look low budget. It might have a low budget. It's not an independent game. Just like Hi-Fi Rush. People are like, oh, Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush, these people are owned by the biggest corporation in America. How the fuck is that an independent game? Because it's low budget. It's not an independent game.
I know, but can we and I like, we already argued about this, but like, say Naughty Dog, right, allocates a small team.
It's not an independent game, brother.
But hear me out. And they give a small ass budget of whatever. Didn't you say it's budget? So what about if they didn't have a big budget though?
No, an independent game is not determined by the budget. A AAA game is determined by the budget.
Okay. Well,
a game can be both indie and AAA, like The Witcher. The Witcher is an indie AAA game because it has a AAA budget, but it's also independently developed.
I remember The Witcher. Yeah, that was a big one. But yeah, no, fair point. Yeah, but and then if you're Jeff, like, how do you let that slip by? By the way, like how, like, bro, if you've seen how much views, like 25 million tuned in 2017, right? And 46 million, like, it's grown like crazy, the amount of viewership this award show is getting. I'm just saying, like, it's like, I think they fucked up on that. Like, they definitely looked at it like, oh yeah, this is an indie game that's popular, people talking about it. They just assumed it was an indie game just by the gameplay, So
yep. I think, Blaze, the solution to this problem is the Game Awards needs 2 new categories. Best low budget title. That way we can include games like Hi-Fi Rush. We can include games like say a Grounded, right? We can include games that are smaller scale, or even Child of Light, right? Child of Light was a Ubisoft game that was a smaller scale game. We can include these smaller scale games that are made by big publishers, and I think that it would be a great category. I think we need to include that, and we also need to include best AAA game, because best AAA game doesn't necessarily equal Game of the Year, because sometimes indies sneak into that Game of the Year conversation. So
Pella,
yeah,
you're right. They need a best Xbox game so they can get some nominees.
So they can get a game, so they can win something.
Good idea.
All right, so let's move on to the next one. Let's just do 2 more. So I think I will just choose best game direction and Game of the Year. And honestly, maybe I shouldn't, because best game direction and Game of the Year is kind of the same award, but fuck it. You know what? No, fuck that. We're going to skip best game direction because of exactly what I just said. And we're going to go with best narrative. So let's go with best narrative. So the nominees for best narrative are this is basically Game of the Year. The best narrative: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16, Marvel Spider-Man 3.
They're showing way too much love to Cyber. And I beat Cyberpunk day 1.
They suck in Cyberpunk, bro.
But they're that ass throwing this fucking game in.
Bro, they threw Cyberpunk in the best ongoing game category, which is ridiculous.
Joke.
Because, like, and you're not an ongoing game just because you put out DLC. That's not how this works.
Yep.
But whatever. On this category, I have no opinion because I haven't played any of the games on this list. So But I do think that Alan Wake 2 is going to win this one. Back to you, Cassie.
I don't care.
Cassie. Come on, Cassie, just humor us.
Yeah, I'm gonna make an account and just pick
humor.
4. So
Oh my god.
now that I know,
refuse. I refuse. I reject it. I will celebrate when the Game Awards inevitably does burn. That's
people
what I
are.
want to see.
Listen, these reviewers are loving Alan Wake. Like it actually scares me how much these reviewers are loving.
Because the game
Alan
plays
Wake.
itself practically. The game is live action.
Listen, I don't judge games on, RoboCop was very slow paced, but it made sense. Alan Wake is like, people are saying it's extreme. It starts so slow. It's so boring. But, what else type of you got a beautiful atmosphere, it's kind of horror, it's just like, what else they supposed to do? You're supposed to be running around like Max Payne and shit. I don't know. But I feel like a lot of people, I think Alan Wake's going to steal a few awards. I just feel like people are loving this game. Like I said, I own it. I haven't even played it, but
I heard if you play it long enough, that's when you really start to see the fruits of the game's labor. And I get that. I just have a pet peeve with, video games that want to be movies. My biggest pet peeve is that film got rid of film grain, and now video games have film grain.
Now video games have film
that
grain.
shit makes sense.
You know why video games got film grain? It's literally just to hide artifacting.
I agree. I agree.
Especially for consoles, like film grain is a savior because it hides artifacting. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And that's just my opinion. I don't know if that's any true to that, but that's just what I've always thought. But yeah, if I see Alan Wake getting that, just because I feel like they're going to give that game an award, regardless.
Yep. All right, so let's move on to the main event. Game of the Year. Nominees. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Now, is anybody surprised that Nintendo got 2 slots on this list?
I am not.
Really?
You? What about you, Cass?
Nintendo,
Nintendo, we've argued about this, Blaze. I think Nintendo makes the best games in the industry. Like, I think Nintendo is the best developer in the industry, period. I do believe that. I think they make the best games. Bang for buck, like quality, gameplay. I think Nintendo makes the best games in the industry. That being said, I am rooting for Super Mario Brothers Wonder. It's my personal game of the year. I love it. I can't say enough good things about the game. I pretty much have no bad things to say about the game. The only negative, I wish it had more levels. And even though it actually has a shit ton of levels, I wish it had more levels because I just loved it so much. I wish it went on forever. But who I think is going to win this award, when I played Tears of the Kingdom earlier this year, after I put it down, I was like, this is the game of the year. Absolutely, 100%. But after seeing, and again, I haven't even played this game, but after seeing the reaction from the gaming audience overall, I do think that Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win this award.
Yeah, probably the case. I
This
mean,
is what y'all want, man.
Nintendo deserves to be there because first and foremost, they nailed their fundamentals. And that's a big problem that the industry has. They can't even seem to get fundamentals correct. So shout out to them for making sure to get their fundamentals correct. And, a lot of people may not like, the fact that they're still bringing out Mario, they're still bringing out Zelda, but at the end of the day, Mario Wonder has a reason to exist despite being the billionth Mario game to release. And I know Meds is waiting on that Mario Wonder Maker so that he can indeed have infinite levels.
This is what y'all want.
I want the industry to just get fundamentals correct before they go into all this arbitrary bullshit. That's what I do want on a basic fundamentals to be gotten.
The Nintendo nostalgia.
The Nintendo. That's what I was
fucking. But that shit
Nintendo.
got you guys by the balls, bro. Like after Mario Maker, I'm like, okay, they've literally given you every tool, every little implementation, so you can create anything you want to create. I figured that we wouldn't see. I thought we wouldn't see another side-scrolling Mario game for a long time.
I thought
what's
we'd
funny,
never
Blaze?
see one ever again.
You know what's funny, Blaze? I knew this was coming because of Mario Maker. and I'll tell you why. I'm a big Mario Maker fan. Love Mario Maker. But if anybody here played Mario Maker, you will know. Check this out. Yeah, the original, baby, on the Wii U. So if anybody here actually played Super Mario Maker, you will know that if you go to play some fucking user-created levels, all you're gonna fucking see is these stupid fucking levels that you take one step and then the rest of the level plays itself for you. The entire Mario Maker community, after a while, just dedicated themselves to making these auto-play levels, and actually, they're actually really dope, but they're useless because you can just watch them on YouTube, where literally the game just plays itself. Like they set up these obstacles that just, it's kind of like one of those domino machines that you hit the domino and then a bunch of crazy awesome shit happens. Like that's what the Mario Maker community makes. So it didn't fulfill that need for me of like infinite Mario levels, because the people that were making Mario levels weren't interested in making dope Mario levels. They were just interested in making autoplay levels. So Mario Wonder was needed.
And did they do anything that made you like say wow, other than turning Mario to a fucking elephant? Is there anything that you're like, holy shit, that wasn't done
I mean,
before?
I was wowed by the graphics. I was wowed by the gameplay. I was wowed by the animations. I was wowed by the music. I was wowed by that's about it. That's everything that wowed me, right? I just think it's a gorgeous, wonderful, nearly perfect game. Honestly, I have nothing bad to say about the game, bro.
Yeah, just the fact that I personally thought that there was no need for a 2D side-scrolling Mario game, and they somehow were like, okay, we're gonna take this gameplay and just flip it on its head.
Did they God of War 2018 Mario? Is that what you guys are telling me?
What do you mean?
Take an existing franchise and fucking just change it up?
They didn't flip it on its head or nothing.
Okay.
Like this is 2D Mario. Like there's nothing revolutionary here, but it's the best 2D Mario. It's the best 2D Mario
ever.
They didn't. Yeah. In my opinion, absolutely. I think this takes. Yeah. I think this takes the crown. Like there's a big debate. Like what's the best 2D Mario game? Is it Super Mario Brothers 3 or is it Super Mario World? I'm sorry, but I think the debate is over. I think it's Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Yeah, my boy Oz says it's his favorite Mario game.
That's fucking pretty. Yep. That's a.
This is my favorite Mario game too. And I've played every Mario game.
Yep.
That's a major statement.
And Oz is an old bitch that's played all the Mario.
Bro, this game, I'm telling you, like it might be lost in the shuffle a little bit because this
Send
year
me a
was
link
so
when we're done.
Packed. A link of what?
The link.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Come on.
I think despite, like I said, maybe Super Mario Wonder gets swept up in the big AAA releases like Baldur's Gate, Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake, whatever. But history will be kind to Super Mario Brothers Wonder. People will remember this game as one of the best games ever made and one of the best games Nintendo ever made. This game is gonna be looked at very favorably going forward. I'm telling you, bro. Anybody who plays this game, they're in for a treat. They're in for a treat because even if you played all the Mario games, which I have myself, it gives you every feeling that you had playing these old Mario games, but enhances it even more. Like it's like this is what Super Mario Brothers would have been if the first game came out this year. Like this is the epitome of gaming to me. Like gaming to me is all about gameplay and having fun. And Super Mario Brothers Wonder, bro,
like I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna download this and play it, and I'm not gonna sit here and hate. My son.
I hope you like it, but I don't think you'll like it.
My son loves. Listen, Super Mario 3. I love. Which one with the fucking cat? The little tail.
That's Super Mario 3D World.
3D World, love that too. I thought that was fun.
That's a great game.
There was another one too. There was another one right after that. Super 3D Mario World.
You might be thinking of Odyssey or something.
But the point is, I know what Mario is. I grew up on Mario. I'm not hating on Mario. I just grown out of that. You know what I mean? It doesn't excite me like, holy shit, there's a new Mario dropping. Like, I wish I could get excited for a new Mario because it would be a whole nother.
How ain't you gonna support, the most well-known Italian?
Yeah, that's your cousin right there, Blaze. What the fuck?
What?
They literally use that. I've said this. They use Mario like he's a whore, bro. They don't give the guy a break. Like, let him go away from a little. Like, yo, Mario Kart is fucking a great time. Mario Party is a great time. Let that man rest, bro. You guys have fucking used him like a whore.
They can't do that, bro. They can't do that. We love Mario, bro. We want more Mario. I can't get enough Mario. You think I'm joking? I'm dead serious. Like, you're like, oh, they made Mario Kart, bro. Mario Kart 8 came out in 2014. We need a new Mario Kart, not less Mario Kart, bro. We need more, brother.
Facts.
But last thing on Mario Wonder made me smile almost the entire time. I was like, I had the controller in my hand, like, and I just had a smile on my face. Like,
did you?
Playing that game made me happy. Like, and
Solid Rev, please save me, brother.
I'm sorry, Rev, if you're listening. I know you're not. You don't listen to podcasts, but Mario made me happy as I was playing it. Like, it filled my heart with joy, bro. Like, it did. I can't even explain it, but listen, I mean this. I mean this 100%. It made me happy. I was happier playing this game. It made me smile, and I loved it, bro. I beat it twice. I beat Mario Wonder twice before it even came out, people.
Look, the bottom line is show Rev this bullshit ass game that's coming out next year called Dustborn. He'll be on Mario Wonder tonight. Actually, okay, show him. He will be on Mario Wonder tonight.
I feel like Rev said, "I'll take Mario Wonder over." What did he say? I'll take Mario Wonder over something that was on the
maybe Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate. I think. Yeah, but yo, shout out to listen. Like I said, I'm jealous. I wish I could get that feeling, like, because as a kid, I loved Mario. I'm not gonna say and tell you I didn't play Mario. I fucking love Mario, and I like I said, I play Mario Kart. You know, I used to play a shit ton of Mario Kart with the kids and growing up. And Mario Party, I still think is a great, like, you got a group of people. I think that's still like the mini games are fun as hell. So I'm not just gonna sit here and hate. I'm just saying, like, that's what I was looking for. The revolutionary, that word you used right there. That's what I was asking you. Was there anything like, holy shit, this
not
is
revolutionary?
New?
They didn't reinvent the wheel here.
And that's all I was asking. You know, because I feel like Zelda. You know, God of War gets shit on for DLC, but I feel like Tears of the Kingdom, oh my god, because you start off with
Tears of the Kingdom is Breath of the Wild DLC.
It is.
As a huge Tears of the Kingdom fan, it's Breath of the Wild DLC.
Thank you, man. That's all I'm saying. Can we be fair here? Can we be?
I'm always gonna keep it real, bro.
I respect. That's why I fuck with you heavy, bro.
But you didn't give us your thoughts on the game of the year, though, Blaze. What's your prediction, and what are you rooting for?
This is gonna look. I'm gonna come off as a Sony dick sucker, but it's Spider-Man because I've completed Spider-Man. Okay, and RE4 I played and I dropped it not because it was bad. It's excellent, but it was so many games coming out, and I've already played RE4, even though it plays completely different. But I know what I'm gonna get. I'm still gonna go back to RE4. So just based off that I've finished and played Spider-Man, I would root for it, even though there's no fucking chance in hell it wins. Yeah, they're gonna give it to Baldur's Gate. Some girl's gonna come out there with short fucking purple hair, and and she's gonna like, you know what I mean?
Look, man, let's talk about the real snub of the year, okay? The true game of the year that should be discussed is RoboCop Rogue City. All right, that's my game of the year. Got snubbed, and this is why the Game Awards ain't shit, bro. Yet another example, okay? Because that game is fire.
I mean, you know what? Since you bring it up, Cass, let's discuss snubs a little bit. First of all, Starfield was not snubbed. All the games on this list are better than Starfield. I'm sorry, Xbox. Get over it. It is what it is. A game that perhaps may have been snubbed. Maybe the Star Wars game. Maybe Hogwarts.
Got snubbed.
Maybe Hogwarts. Maybe the Dead Space remake. Since we're including remakes now with Resident Evil 4, right? Maybe the Dead Space remake.
Yeah, even though Dead Space did get a nomination for Best Sound, and I hope it wins that because it did have great sound.
But there was definitely, at the end of the day, this year was just such a great year for gaming that people were going to get snubbed. Games were going to get snubbed. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's you're just a victim of that that great year that we had. It is what it is. What do you guys think? Any snubs? I know you said RoboCop cast, but any snubs for you? Any others?
Hogwarts, obviously, complete blacklisting. So.
No, she's right though. RoboCop is excellent, but based on Metacritic, which is bullshit. But RoboCop, if you're even a fan of RoboCop, even if you're not, I still suggest you look into RoboCop. Honestly, it get like how Med said he felt playing Mario Wonder, like smiling. Like I got that feeling, like it just felt like I was playing like a game from the 90s, even though it has shiny, beautiful graphics. It was weird. Yep. It just made me feel good. Yo, Dark Thumbs, my man. Dark Thumbs, you already know PLK season, baby. Shout out to you, bro.
Yo, real quick, Blaze, before we move on to the next discussion, we got a $5 super chat from Richard. Hey, baby.
I sent you more, by the way. Check your DM.
You sent me more DM?
Yeah.
What? Wait, super chats?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even really realize we had super chats. Yo, I apologize to the audience, my people. I'm really sorry. All right, cool. So I'm sorry, Richard. I'm gonna save you for last since you came last. So pause. So we got 10 Canadian from Titan. Games like The Last of Us that take me out of my comfort zone rules over everything else. Other games that play it safe are generic and boring. Druckmann has an ego, but he does have that unique vision. Hey man, I respect that opinion. And
Titan, first of all, thank you for being a member. Thank you for the super chat. And bro, I couldn't agree with you more, bro. That was well said right there. Facts.
Yo, and I apologize, gang, because I'm reading these like half an hour late. I'm really sorry. I just got wrapped up in the conversation. I'm really sorry,
good,
guys.
Bro.
I know you guys pay money for us to read this stuff, and I apologize for being so slow on it. And we do appreciate the support.
Hell yeah, we do.
So we got a member message from Snungod, member for 23 months. That's a lot of months. Shout out Blaze, Meds, and Cassie. We appreciate you, bro. Shout out to you.
Snungod, that's big money right there. Appreciate you, bro.
And then we got 5 cash from Richard. Hey, baby. I think he's talking to you, Cass. Who would win in a fight? Solid Rev or El
Let's hope he
Presador?
is, right?
All right,
I would hope so. It better not be me, brother. So he said, who would win in a fight? Solid Rev or El Presador?
Is it a fair fight, or are they slinging controllers? Because we already know who wins if we're slinging controllers, okay? But if it's a fair fight, just pure knuckles, Rev got it. If he's slinging controllers, I think El Presador got this shit.
Well, El Presador ran through trees for like 2 minutes on a YouTube video, so I don't know. But I'm taking my guy Rev too.
Yeah, I gotta go with Rev. Like Rev, even though he's a gentle giant, really, he is. He's a very peaceful guy who enjoys his peace. I think Rev is the kind of guy who will laugh off your threats at first go, and if you don't heed his warning, he'll mess you the fuck up. So I'm gonna go with Rev. And also, he's got a little sidekick called Liquid Rev who will beat your ass if you just so happen to get lucky enough to beat his dad. And if you beat his dad, I'm telling you, you ain't beating Liquid. He's gonna fuck you up.
He is. I just left. I left him a message saying, "Dude, your son got a great tan, great smile. He's looking good, bro. He's looking good out there."
Yeah, he's turning into an exceptional young man, bro. Shout out to fucking Rev, man. He's doing a great job.
I wanted to ask you guys about, because last night you guys should have seen it. So I'm in my Discord, and you guys don't understand. The hate on PlayStation in my Discord is it's criminal. Okay. And they're talking about the Portal, and they're just talking shit about the PlayStation Portal. I'm like, guys, it's a $200 device. It's not trying to be anything. It's not. It's just a streaming, remote playing PS Portal, brother. You know what I mean? And I'm over, and listen, I'm not saying their points are not valid, and I'll let them get into a little bit of that, and then we'll wrap it up. But what I'm saying is the PS Portal is doing great. Yes, I don't want to go like, hey, it's sold out everywhere, but it is. So we don't know how many units it is. It's probably not a major amount, right? But for a $200 device, I think it's extremely fairly priced. And I think it'll do well this holiday season. And for what it is, for you chilling on the couch or chilling in bed or just grinding some trophies, I think it's a great little device. Would I want a PS Vita 2 or PSP 2? 100%. I'll take that over that Portal any day of the week. Just my thoughts. You guys' thoughts on the Portal? Go ahead and destroy it like you guys want to do.
I'm not going to destroy it. Let me go first because I know Cassie has my opposite sentiments. And actually, she's not even here right now. So let me definitely go next. So my thoughts on the Portal. I think it's cool. I think it's great. The only problem I have with the Portal is that I wish that it was cloud enabled, and perhaps this could be added on through firmware and stuff. So because I know PlayStation is either about to roll out or has just rolled out their cloud gaming thing. That's kind of like xCloud, so you can play your games from the cloud. Which, by the way, people, is awesome. Like, don't get hung up on the cloud hate. Like, if you have a good connection, cloud works. Like, I play xCloud, not like all the time, but I play it relatively often. And xCloud really, it gets the job done. It really, really does. If you have a good connection, it's great. I do wish that the PlayStation Portal had the PlayStation Cloud enabled shit so that you didn't need your PlayStation to play the games.
Good point.
So that way I could just, like, say I want to play, some of their back catalog, right? Because obviously their new games aren't going to be on the PlayStation Plus service, right? But let's say I want to play a little Ghost of Tsushima, right? So I would love it if I was allowed to just buy the Portal, subscribe to Plus, and play like Ghost of Tsushima on my fucking portable through the cloud. That'd be dope. But unfortunately, that's not an option. So because of that reason, I will not be purchasing one. However, if I had a PS5, I would definitely buy this device because I love playing games in bed and I love handhelds. I just do. I love playing games on handhelds. I really,
and
really,
it looks
really
comfortable, Meds.
It does. It's
controller
literally a
split in half.
DualSense.
Yeah.
It's a DualSense, and it has the DualSense features. It doesn't just look like a DualSense. It has the DualSense features built in. So I think that's wonderful. And if I said, if I had a PS5, I would be all over this. I don't see the hate for it. Like, is it a little bit unnecessary? Is it extra? Yeah, but it's a luxury item. It's not something you need. It's just something extra to enhance your experience. One last thing I want to say is that I think Sony can do a great job with the Portal if they do this. If anybody out here played the Wii U, even though the Wii U was a failure, blah, 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 the Wii U had a lot of cool functionality with it. Like, because obviously you could just take the game from your screen to your tablet and play it there. But when you had the tablet in hand and were playing it on television, you would have, like, for example, the map on your screen here. You would have like things that you could control from the touch screen or the tablet that affect the game on the screen, and that doesn't take away the real estate from the screen. So I think if Sony can implement that, at least in just like their first party games, that'd be dope as fuck. Like having the maps in your games be on that screen, having little features like that.
3DS.
Yes, I think instead of making it just a second screen experience, I think they can make it a dual screen experience, and I think that would enhance the functionality and the value of the Portal exponentially. And I think they're going to do this? Now. No, but that would be a great fucking idea, and I really hope that they implement this kind of stuff because it's just cool, man. It's just cool. Instead of having to open up the map or whatever, or look in the bottom right corner, just look down at your controller. Like, I think that would be great, and I hope that they do this.
Bro, Meds, for once in your life, you said some good Sony shit right there. That was some fire shit right there. That imagine playing Horizon and just marking something on your map or fast traveling right from your controller. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. That would be dope. Your thoughts on the Portal?
Personally, I just have zero interest. I just want games right now. So to throw that accessory out there on top of VR, it's just like, okay, you guys are concentrating on a lot of things, not a lot of things I'm interested in, but you just can't ignore the reality that this baby right here, the thing that motherfuckers didn't buy that I love, and I do have the Vita 2000 around here somewhere, but the thing that motherfuckers didn't buy, remote play, was one of many features on this motherfucker, okay? And this was $250. Just take into account the reality that you paying $200 for just that one feature now. That to me just don't sit right with me.
Vita gang, I love it. Go ahead,
I get it that I get it that it's a little cool thing to have. I love handheld gaming. I've always been into handheld gaming. I'm rocking out with a Steam Deck. I love playing this big, stupid looking bitch in bed. Don't get me wrong. And I understand that sentiment. It's a cool little item. But to me, I think if Sony was doing as good as they were toward the end of last, like they were the end of last generation, something I wouldn't really think twice about. But unfortunately, I just think that they're
on this downward trajectory. So I'm looking at this like, okay, man, we just whatever with it. But I just can't ignore the reality that there's just one simple feature that this thing had, plus all the other stuff that came with this, and it is a downgrade. So I think just having it be $50 less than this guy, I guess, you know, it's less money, but to me, we're just getting less features overall. I would love to see a true Vita successor, but unfortunately, motherfuckers don't buy that. But when it's like something that's thrown together, like taking a controller, slicing it in two, duct taping a tablet in between them.
I'm gonna do that.
People,
I'm gonna cut a
DualSense
and tape it onto my like iPad. I'm gonna do
people
that.
People love when Sony half-ass shit, but when Sony do dope ass shit, motherfuckers don't buy it. So it's like at this point, man, what am I gonna do? I just
that
like
was
the
old
Sony.
Shit. That was old Sony. This like
that
Med said.
Sony.
Med said they can sell a slug.
They can sell salt to a slug.
They can sell salt to a slug and they'll buy it. I'm telling you, this is 50 cents Sony. He can put out a blank disc and people are gonna buy it, bro. It's different. And I think what you got to look at the Portal is and the H9s and the little earbuds and everything they're coming out with. These are companions to your console. They're selling this to people that have a console and it's just a companion to your console. I really do think it's appealing. Like I said, I think there's a nice appeal factor to chill and play your games. Like I don't think, like I said, if this thing was $300-$400, it would. I mean, really,
but be insane.
I think this would be cool if it's like a cheap version of a higher tier handheld device. Like if you're telling me there's a handheld device that's double the price or whatever have you, but it does all these other things, it is a Vita successor. But then you also have this companion remote, like this lower tier remote play device that's, you know, on the cheaper side. It's the input, you know, the price of entry is low. Some people don't really, they wouldn't mind just being at home remote playing their games like that. That's, you know, that's cool as an option, as a lower tier option. But this is just a low tier option with nothing that is relatively exceptional to be at a higher price tag. But I don't know, people
by the way, I wanted
like cheap. So
I wanted to address a conversation that's going on in the chat. People are talking about how it doesn't have Bluetooth, and somebody said about how like the cloud or the, you know, the remote play thing doesn't work with Bluetooth at the same time. No, that's not the case. Sony just wants you to buy their own headsets, because how come this device can't do that when my cell phone can use Steam Link, and play my PC games onto my phone while I have a Bluetooth controller hooked up to it on top of Bluetooth headphones? So explain to me how streaming doesn't work with Bluetooth at the same time when my cell phone does it. I just don't buy that.
Anyway, look, like I said, they want you to buy all this shit, all the accessories. Don't they have an aux cord or something?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Does it have a headphone jack?
You know, I have, like I said, guys, I got the Portal, but you know, I'm giving it to my son for Christmas. So I'm like trying to find one on offer up, or I might just open it and use it. I don't know. But I just think those are like, you can complain, but you can't complain. Like they like Med said, they want you to buy their product and use it for them. Is it stupid? Sure. Should you be able to use any Bluetooth device you want? Sure. You know, I'm not going to argue that. But you know, at the end of the day, bro, I think if we're talking about what it does, you can remote play on the PS Vita. Like that's the only thing I have with the guys that are posting all this footage all over the place. Like, bro, you are able to remote play from a Vita for a very long time, and now you can do it on a Steam Deck. You can do it on your, you know, there's so many ways to remote play. So I just don't see why everybody's like touting it up. Like, bro, I've been remote playing forever. You know what I mean? The only thing bad about the Vita was it didn't have all the button functionalities, right? But other than that, remote play's been around for a very long time. I think it's a cool, when you used to buy a game on PS4, you would see underneath PS remote play, right? It supports remote play. And a lot of people, believe it or not, it wasn't a bunch, but I'm sure there was a nice majority that appreciated that and used it as a functionality.
Bro, I beat half of Last of Us 1 on my PS Vita.
See, I did a Destiny raid on a PS Vita remote play. It wasn't easy, but I did it. And you know, you could have let Daniel Hayes rock, man. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Let people like that think. But anyway, chat, listen, I want to say, first of all, I appreciate you guys rocking out with me, bro. I really can't stress that enough. It's 2:30 in the morning, and all you guys pulled up. You guys are super, like, you guys are engaging and shit, and I really, really appreciate you guys. I don't ever want you to think I don't. I fucking appreciate you guys so much for pulling up, bro, for real. Like, you guys are awesome for that, man. No expectations. I just went live, put out a link, you know, cashiered the link. I appreciate all that, but like, chat, I want to let you guys know I appreciate you guys, for real. I really, really do. And for those that are members on my channel, thank you for being patient. Thank you for riding with me. I appreciate the fuck out of you guys. That's all I want to say. I really want to give you guys some credit, bro. Like, without you guys, you know, I ain't shit. So I appreciate you guys, for real. But yeah, Just Cause, my man, bro. Good to see you too. That's like, yo, I see some of my day ones here. But, you know, I just want to give you guys credit because it is 2:30 in the morning. And, you know, YouTube doesn't give any fucking notifications sometimes. You know what I mean? Some people, like, sometimes I go live. I'm like, what the fuck? Someone's live? Like, I had no idea. Like, you know what I mean? So I appreciate you guys. I really do.
Blaze, let me read this last super chat we got here from Dismal Dave. He sent
Dismantle Dave.
Dismantle Dave sent us a cool 5 cash. He says the fact that Remnant 2 or Armored Core 6 didn't show up for multiplayer nominees is criminal in itself. I love the co-op and Baldur's Gate 3, but others shine more for me. Yeah, actually, I agree with that. I
love Remnant 2. That's another game I beat. That's excellent. I love Remnant 2. I love and AC6 is fucking fire. If we're talking about multiplayer and just the amount of different types of builds you can do, AC6 is fucking excellent. So, but yeah, yo, Dave, Benji, Benjamin, Rich, you already know, Just Cause, Lazy Titan, Titan, Pella, Almighty, whoever else is in here. I keep scrolling up. But I can't stress it enough. I know I don't go live as much as I used to. I'm trying to fix it. Something like I was supposed to go live with Rev tonight. And things kind of fell apart towards the end, but you know, we're going to get back into it. So I really can't stress that enough. Thank you for being patient with me. Meds, thank you for pulling up. Thank you for kind of like nudging me. Cause if you didn't nudge me, I don't know, you know, I probably don't go live. If you don't come in here and say, hey, you know, you want to go live or I'm about to go live. Honestly, I don't think, you know, cause Cage always be like typing shit in my Discord. Is there a SolidCast tonight? Like, question mark. So everybody in the Discord can see it. I'm like, God damn it, man. Can you just, you know what I mean? It's like, God damn,
someone got to, man. Someone got to encourage you. But when I used to do that, you was going live.
I know. I know. I wanted to say also just a little goodbye to the people. Yo, I recognize a lot of names here, and like Blaze said, a lot of you guys are day ones, and seeing people that are fucking so loyal that you fucking go live at 2 a.m. and you show up, like, that means the world to Blaze, and it means the world to me, even though this is Blaze's show, but you know, I like to think I'm part of the show too. Absolutely, and it means a lot to me as well, seeing you guys here. And seeing a guy like, for example, Benjamin Amaro here, I realized it like an hour and a half ago that that's the guy in our Discord, Rhyme and Punishment or whatever. Discord. I can tell just by the way he types and shit. He's always going pun intentional. Like he's a funny guy. I like that guy, and he's been supporting a long time, and he's been active in the Discord too.
Hell yeah,
I appreciate that. And by the way, yo, come fuck with us in the Discord, yo. We're in Discord every day, talking shit, playing games, mostly talking shit. Honestly, we're frauds. But we're in there all the time, and we're not bougie or nothing. Like, you can come chat with us, and we treat you like a homie. Like, there's a lot of listeners of the podcast that they end up showing up to the voice chats, and they're regular members of the crew now. We talk to them every night. We play games with them every night. So you're welcome to become a part of that crew. More members are always welcome, and we really appreciate you guys for showing up. Thank you.
And real quick, Eddie Denny, I see you. Don't think I don't see you. Appreciate you. And Red, I see you all the time too, bro. I appreciate you, dog. You already know. But yeah, that's the Discord link, bro. We're literally in there from 10 o'clock p.m. usually till like 5 in the morning.
Too long.
Every day.
Too damn long.
Like literally every day. So yeah, I'll hit that link. Come pull up. Yo, Diggity, I see you, bro. Pull up. You know what I mean? We play games, we chill, we do everything. We play on all consoles here. You know what I mean? All consoles, PC, we don't discriminate. So, you know what I mean? Don't be shy to pull up. You know, some of the most people were like the shyest people to pull up, and now they're like regulars in the Discord that talk and, you know, interact and play games. But before, all they used to do was just type in the Discord. Like, I don't care if you got an Australian accent or you speak Japanese. I don't care. Pull up and chill out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, teach us some Chinese or Japanese, whatever you got, man. Teach me a
Everybody's
few words.
welcome. Everybody's welcome.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Meds, if you want to plug anything other than your cheeks.
Oh, yo, listen. This SolidCast happened tonight because I was gonna do a SolidCast by myself on Twitch, and I've said this before, but this is actually true. I mean it. There are streams coming. There are streams coming to Twitch. There are streams coming. This is a promise. They're actually probably going to be a stream tomorrow. So if you would like to check those out, then I'm going to drop the link in the chat. But just to say it out loud, my Twitch is twitch.tv/actuallymeds. So
post it, bro.
I'm about to. I just had to go grab the link. So definitely go follow me over there on Twitch, and come support the streams. I'm going to be doing a little gaming, but also I'm going to be doing just shit talking on solo, and I might bring a friend or two along, somebody like Cassie, somebody like Delta, just to come and talk shit with me for like a half hour or so, an hour or so.
Shout out to Delta too.
Yeah, and also somebody in the chat also named Lazy. I plan on doing something semi-regularly with him, like at least twice a month, where we just go on there and we talk about fucking mixed martial arts for an hour or so. So if you ever have any interest in mixed martial arts, come check that out. And if you want to see me play fucking indie games, which is mostly what I play, come check me out. The next game I'm going to be playing is Persona 5 Tactica. So if you don't like Persona, don't come to that. But if you fuck with me, come fuck with me over there on Twitch. And yeah, man. Hopefully you follow me over there on that there link I just dropped. And thank you. And thanks for showing up. And God bless. Have a great night.
Okay, now the best for last, Miss Hollywood.
Nah, chill, bro.
Cage is gonna surpass me in about a month. You know, I won't be the big dog in the room anymore. I'm already surpassed, actually. I'm finished already. But no, this individual has been growing like crazy. Great content, consistent content. And I really would appreciate if everybody here, if you already don't follow, I see a lot of familiar names, so a lot of you already do. But if you don't, please go check out Call Classic Cage. Gotta do your thing.
I appreciate it, man. It's fun hanging out with you guys. If you be in the Discord, I mean, if you guys need me here, all you have to do is say the word. But it was a good show, and I'm glad that we actually did. And a lot of people pulled up. 70 people here at 2 in the morning, almost 3 in the morning Eastern time. Like, you guys are freaking badass for real. So you guys, people in the chat, y'all are the true badasses here. So thank y'all so much for talking with us and hanging out. But you want to check out what I got going on? I post videos, do live streams, we talk shit, we have fun. It's all a down-to-earth conversation. I welcome all thoughts as long as you're willing to accept that people have different opinion from you. Definitely check out the channel, Cult Classic Cage. And yeah, just I love to hear, you know, different takes. And hey, if you didn't agree with me tonight, that's completely fair, but we had the conversation and we have fun with it. And it's just a good time, man. That's what I want to see, man. And just I guess I'm a little bit against you know, mega corporations and all that. So I definitely feel a lot of that sometimes, but I still love the passion about gaming, you know. That's what it's all about, because we grew up in this shit. So that's what it's all about to me. But if you haven't, go play RoboCop, man. I'm in a self-admitted RoboCop shell, so definitely check that out. But thanks so much.
I wish I could raid somebody. How do I raid somebody?
Is people live right now?
There's somebody live.
In the actual YouTube stream, like if you're looking at the stream on YouTube itself, in your, like, I guess in your dashboard analytic thing, you have to go edit and then go pick like somebody that's live to raid. It's so weird.
I'm gonna attempt this. You know,
nobody's live though.
No, this guy that there's a guy that I just recently followed that did like a Lloyd Banks reaction. He's got 1 viewer, and if I just hit him with 70, I know you guys won't probably stick around, but I'm sure it'll make his fucking night. He's Puerto Rican.
Yeah, just
too.
make his day. Stick around for 1 minute and bounce.
I don't know how to do it though. Fuck.
Read on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how to do it either, to be honest. It's cool that they finally implemented it, but I don't know how to do it.
Gotta redirect viewers. How do you do this? Settings, click on community. Under live redirects, enter specific channel you want to allow to redirect your viewers to.
You found it?
Okay, so under my live.
So it says in settings. So go to your channel dashboard, hit the settings.
Mm-hmm.
Go to community. And then
Where the hell is community? Connected, notifications. I don't see community. They gotta make it, man.
it's so hard, bro.
You said that.
Pause.
No pause. Play.
Yeah, I don't know.
Specific channel. So yeah, so like you're in your channel's dashboard, right?
Where YouTube Studio or just like when you
Yeah,
click your
YouTube
name?
Studio.
Okay.
So you're at your dashboard.
Yep.
Then you go down, scroll down on the left side to settings.
Yep.
Then hit community.
Okay, now I see it. Yep.
Now it says specific channels who can. Oh no, wait, where is it? Let me see. Hold on. Enter specific channel under live redirects.
I'm sorry, people. I know this is very exciting content.
I know.
It's okay. They're all right.
Damn, no wait, I don't see it.
I don't see it either. Oh, redirect.
Yeah,
There you go. There you go.
Do I have to put the whole link or just the @
See if it pops up.
Oh, I found it. Boom. Save.
Nice.
I hit save. Now what? Well, I don't know.
Cassie doesn't know what to do.
I hit redirect, but I saved it and that's it. So I guess.
Save. During the setup process, you can also choose to allow live redirects from all. No, wait. What the heck?
Man, listen. Y'all have a blessed night.
Maybe next time. Maybe next time, huh?
End it. You have to end it. And then
oh yeah, you have to end. You have to end the show. It's not going to redirect
Yeah.
them while we're still live. You got to end the show.
Okay. Well,
all right, much love, y'all.
peace.
Peace.